whiffs on the pass as he tried to center, intended for D'Angelo. He recovers it in the near side corner, carries it out the far side with Truscott on his back hip. Up to the right blue line, Andrews tries to guide one through traffic, blocked on the way through as Jarecki got tied up with Ernest. To the left point, Cucciardi will try. That one doesn't make it through. Left corner, Vinsagi from the bottom of the left circle, snaps it in tight, back in an effort, and it's poked home! The light is on, the Spartans score! Mikey D'Angelo, the freshman, his third of the year, and the Spartans up 2. It's 3-1 late in the second. 15 seconds to go in the D'Angelo penalty. Right side of the neutral zone, coming in is Hallam for the Wolverines. Down the right side, backhands it down into the right corner. Centering pass all the way through to the near side. Bouncing puck in front, fanning on the attempt is Shifsky. Spartans cleared out. Here comes Manisto, 2-on-1. He's got Shouty with them. Manisto, right side, snapshot save, second chance. Right pad save by Stein up into the netting. On the doorstep, Shouty came through with the perfect rebound right on a platter, and a great sprawling save by Stein to keep this one 1-0 with 5.5 to go. Top of the right circle now, walking in is Hage. Backhands on a reverse up to the blue line. Edwards able to hold it in along the line. Back to the right wall, Hage. Outside the circle, back up top, Edwards reverse to the near side. Werner blast and a score! And based on the reaction, William Horkoff looks like he got the deflection on it. Everybody jumps on top of Werner. Doesn't matter. We're tied at 1 here with 8:34 to go in the second. Up to the right point. Horkoff holds it in. Plays across to the far circle. Werner holds on back to the near side. Huge fan on the whack attempt, trying to knock it out of the air like a baseball on the near wall. Backhanded attempt by Russell off the near boards. Down the length of the ice. Still 30 seconds to go in the Shouty penalty. Hayes, the first one there. The freshman from Mississauga, Ontario, tracks it down. Now guides Michigan through neutral ice. Stood up at the blue line, lost in his feet. Andrews plays it across to Sturback, who goes down the length of the ice. Now Howard in on the right circle. He's got Stramel on the near side. Quick one time. He scores! Charlie Stramel, a 3-point night for the junior. And it's 4-0 Spartans, a shorthanded goal. Played out towards the Spartan helmet, and now comes in Larson down the left side, 2-on-1. Todrak fires, left pad save by Stein. Backhanded up towards the right point, softly by O'Connell, but it's turned over. And now here comes Horkoff in on his own off a change. Going to his backhand on the near side, stick lifted. Great back check by Patrick Geary, the sophomore, to get back. Here comes Michigan State 3-on-2. Down the left wall, Larson tried to make a pass all the way through. It was sticked away, and a flying stick on the effort by Rayon Mullen. Down the right side into the Michigan State zone. Haiti goes rink wide to the left circle. Shot from the left circle. Horkoff straight into the gut of Augustine, who holds on here at 16:56 of the second. Second unit now on the ice. Larson enters down the left side. He'll slide it around the end boards to the right wall. Vansagi protects it away from Shifsky up to the right point. O'Connell moves it to Andrews. Andrews drifts towards the middle. He flipped it towards goal, deflected in front, second effort, and going just wide. Vansagi thought he put it on the back door, couldn't finish. Now on the near wall, Larson holds on, 30 seconds to go in the Spartan man advantage. He leaves it for Kelly up to the left point, Andrews. He pumps, moves over to the right circle, shot from O'Connell, blocked. Vansagi, his own teammate, knocked it down. Right corner, Vansagi to the right wall. O'Connell up top, Andrews to the left side. One-time shot. Larson made it through. He scored. 14-17 to go in the second. 3-0 Michigan State. Larson with another power play goal. Spartans in front, 2-1, 11.5 to go. Wolverines quickly entering back. Hallam with a shot, sneaking through the arm of Augustine, but going wide. He got enough of it to turn it aside. In the near corner, Hallam continuing to put pressure on, wrapping around to the far post, but it's sticked away, and now Michigan State trying to clear it out. Manisto muscling through two Michigan defenders, able to kick it away and down into the Michigan end. Wolverines turning up the dial as they enter back in. Hallam cutting across the high slot to the left circle. Whitelaw centering pass, backhand pad save, second effort, swiped away in the right corner. Wolverines still with possession. High point Duke dances, fires up high, waffle board over top to the near side. Behind the net, Augustine able to track it down. Horkoff crosses the line, tried to work his way through the middle of the zone, but it's sticked away quickly by the Spartan defenders. Dump attempt rims around to the right point. Horkoff carries it down the right wall. He slams on the brakes. Over to the left point. Fantilia shot. Deflected in front. Glove save and a windmill by Augustine to hold on here at 9:09 of this third period.
Matt Merrifield will be downstairs in just a moment with Alex Kostov, and look at that. You say his name, and he's ready. We'll throw it down to Matt, who has Alex Kostov.
Thanks, Brian. Alex, obviously you guys had that 5-on-3 penalty kill, and immediately you guys turned into a goal back at the other end. Just take us through that play.
Yeah, Cloudy works hard, man. Easy to play around him. So he picked the guy off, run a 2-on-0. Fans think it's easy. Sometimes you get a little stressful because, you get that extra pressure to score. But, I'm happy we got the goal to put us back in the game now.
As you guys down 2, that's the first one to get back into the game. What kind of confidence does that goal and kind of momentum does it create for the group?
Yeah, for sure. I think they led the start of the period a little bit. They started getting some energy back. So that's definitely a good way to end the period, get the goal, kill the 5-on-3, 4-on-3, and, start the period a little bit stronger now.
Obviously, you guys are going to need a similar third period to what you had on Tuesday. What do you guys need to do early in the period to kind of establish and kind of take control early in the third?
Yeah, I think they're tired, honestly. We hit so much, we play so hard that by the time third goes around, we put so much work in that, we're going to outlast them, and I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Appreciate it, Alex. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Kasi. Let's bring it downstairs and talk with Matt Merrifield about what that first period was. And well, Matt, I'm almost surprised actually looking at the statistics that Kitchener did end up with 14 shots on goal. Seems like theirs came in flurries, and Nathan Day, for the most part, absolutely seemed up to the task.
Yeah, Nathan Day looked absolutely spectacular in that first period for Flint. Definitely made a couple crucial saves to keep this game tied, scoreless. And I think Jackson Parsons did a nice job at the other end as well for Kitchener. Both teams did plenty of scoring chances back and forth. Pretty tight game so far, what you'd expect in a playoff series, especially as you get deeper and deeper into the series. These teams are going to be very familiar with one another. It's going to be hard for teams to create scoring chances, so it's going to be more important for both squads to capitalize when they get those opportunities, but it's going to be even tougher with two quality goaltenders in goal.
Yeah, it really did seem like it was a let's not make anything too easy on the opposition type of period there. And even despite all the shots you saw from the Rangers side of things, the Firebirds doing a pretty good job of keeping the high danger shots away from Nathan Day. But one thing that did happen at the very end of that period, Sam McHugh was called for an unsportsmanlike conduct. He's sitting for 2 minutes to start out the second period, so Flint's going to start out on the penalty kill here. And we know the Rangers, they scored 2 power play goals in Game 2. They had one in Game 1. There was another one in Game 2 that was scored 1 second after the power play actually expired. So it's a Rangers power play that's been really good, and the Firebirds, well, their penalty kill is going to get put to the test in the first minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, Flint had a really good penalty kill at the end of the regular season. It looked really strong down the stretch as they headed into the playoffs. I know it didn't quite come up to where they expected it to be in game number 2, but this is going to be the moment where Flint's going to find out if they're going to be able to come back in this series. It's just on the special teams, and that's where teams are going to have to execute. Like I mentioned, it's going to be tough as you get further and further into this series to be able to score 5-on-5, especially against 2 strong goaltenders. So when you get these special teams opportunities, Kitchener right here on the power play, they have a prime chance to open the period on the road, jump out, up 1-0. They know that Flint's going to be desperate in this game because falling behind 3-0 in a series puts you, up against the 8 ball, and they're going to be, backs up against the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see how Flint comes out. It's going to be crucial for them to obviously kill the penalty to start the period and then get the momentum back, create some more offensive chances, create some more traffic in front. They did a good job of that in the first period, but then sending a second and third body to even crash home and try and poke something through.
Desperate is a word I want to seize on there, because that is exactly what you kind of expect out of the Firebirds going into this. As you alluded to there, if you go down 3-0 in a series, that is never a recipe for success. It's really the odds very heavily go against you at that point. But of course, there's the old adage, and I mentioned it in the intro of our telecast, that the series doesn't really start until somebody loses on home ice. So if the Firebirds can hold serve today, you're feeling all right going into Game 4 with a chance to even things up going back to Kitchener for Game 5. But if the Rangers are able to squeak it out here, then they're absolutely in the driver's seat. So I don't want to say it's a must-win, but it feels so important for the Firebirds this game and this upcoming period after it's even 0-0 after 1.
Well, even if they lose tonight, then everything definitely becomes a must-win. So I guess it kind of starts tonight, and they should feel that way. And I think we even saw that a little bit in the first 20 minutes. It definitely seemed like Kitchener was very comfortable in their game. Obviously, they've played really strong all year long. They've been among those top 3 teams in the Western Conference all season. They've been clinched for a playoff spot for a couple weeks now, over a month. So they definitely look comfortable, and obviously off to a 2-0 series. And on the other side, Flint was definitely the team that seemed with a little more urgency in their game, trying to create more chances. Obviously, it was a pretty back and forth game, as these two teams have played close pretty much all season long, outside of Game 2 we saw the other night. So I know it's going to be a tight game the rest of the way, but expect to see some more urgency, and expect that urgency to get even increased as the game goes on, as Flint knows they need to pick this one up at home.
Appreciate your insight as always, Matt. We will talk to you at the second intermission. Matt's ready. That means Paul Flash is ready. So let's go downstairs and talk to a winning hockey coach.
Thanks, Brian. Coach, down 2-0 in the series coming in tonight. Tied 0-0 going to third. You guys find a way to pull out the win. Just overall thoughts on the win?
Just happy with the third period response. Nathan Day was outstanding in the first 2 periods. Gave us a chance, and we just basically said it's 0-0, guys. What's done is done. You got to move forward and have a real good third period, and we did. We played real well in the third period, liked it a lot, and now it's a new series.
You mentioned that third period. What was the biggest difference you think you saw from your team in the third compared to the first and second?
Oh, just managed the puck a little better, got in the offensive zone, got some opportunities, and then we finished. We finished on one chance there. It was a great goal, and then we get a shorthanded goal, and we played real well in the neutral zone and the defensive zone in the third period. So I really liked our response, and just got to try and build off that and keep that going for Game 4.
Obviously, the entire group's pretty excited, pretty pumped up after this win. How do you kind of carry this momentum into Thursday night and even the series up at 2?
Well, it's just good vibes right now. We liked our first game, lost in overtime. Like the way we played in the third period today. Just got to reinforce that's our team, that's our identity. We have to play that way. We can't have shifts and periods and things like that off. But we have the best goalie in the league for a reason, and he held us in there. And we're happy to take the big win.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Matt.